Yeah, okay. So let's talk about video questions. This is something else that some folks get a little bit nervous about, but I promise that there's no need to be concerned, right? So the last step in submitting your application for the Yale School of Management is the video question component, which is a unique feature at Yale SOM. So although you might find this a little bit intimidating, I think you'll see this also as a unique opportunity to speak directly to the admissions committee. And so the video question component was initially developed as a replacement for a test of English language proficiency, but we've seen that it helps us to determine a lot of great just opportunity to get in touch with you and see you face to face and put face and name to application. And so you'll be recorded through your computer camera answering the questions, and these are not trick questions. And the only preparation I would recommend is to use the simulation tool offered within the platform and just to get comfortable with the technology. But let's dig into this just a little bit more. So with regard to timing, you'll receive the video questions after you've submitted your application and paid your application fee. So this is not necessarily due on January 13th unless you've submitted early for whatever reason. Um, but then you will find that you will have two randomized, previously recorded questions that are being asked of you by an admissions team member. So the questions we ask are similar to a typical interview style question. So again, this is not a trick question, and we're really not trying to stump you. This is just an opportunity for us to see how you think on your feet. And so you will have 20 to 30 seconds to gather your thoughts and 60 to 90 seconds to deliver that response. And so you don't need to fill the entire response time, and you can certainly complete each answer and end the recording at any point in which you feel comfortable. So a couple of tips to think about: become familiar with the response time frame. So your first question will be 20 seconds to gather your thoughts and 60 seconds to respond. And so this question might be a little bit more cut and dry, and it might be a little bit easier just to get your answer out in under 60 seconds. But feel free to actually time yourself responding to some typical behavioral interview questions, and you'll see that that's actually quite a bit of time, and you can definitely make the most of it. But that will help you from feeling like you've left something unsaid, or maybe spent too much time when you could have answered it a little bit more succinctly. So I definitely recommend practicing. The practice tool available on the platform is really great. I think it's very intuitive. I've done some video questions myself to test the technology and see what our applicants are experiencing. And I think it is pretty intuitive and user-friendly. And I recommend using that simulation tool, testing your camera and microphone, and taking a moment to get comfortable with the technology before really seriously beginning. And of course, finding a good internet connection in a quiet, private space. Sometimes that's easier said than done if you're living with roommates or you have lots of noisy pets. But this is a very short exercise. And so if you can find 10, 20 minutes to make sure that everything can be quiet for you and that you're in a nice, quiet, uncluttered space, and just dress in something that makes you feel confident and professional, as if you're sitting down for a face-to-face interview, and just present your best self and do great, because we know you might feel a little bit nervous, but we really want you to shine in this component of the application.